up, cuz. Boy, we in hell, G. Look. G, we in hell, G.
G, what the fuck?
G, we in hell, G.
What the fuck we doing in here, cuz?
Boy, bro, remember what we did?
Come on, G, I ain't even doing what the fuck is we doing up in here,
bro,
man?
You was with, bro, when we robbed dude, G.
Bro, get the fuck, it's hot as hell in here.
Bro, we robbed dude, he blicked us, bro, we died for the game, G.
No, I didn't go with you. You took me with you. That's how I ended up.
Bro, we died for the game, G. They finna be putting it on us, folks. Just imagine somebody putting it on you, G.
Bro, I didn't go with you to rob shit. Bro, you tried to rob dude and he blew us down. What the fuck?
Anyway, man, shalom, all praises to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect and all the brothers pushing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is brother Thamaya from GMS Toronto coming at you with another video. This is the self-esteem of these new age, what you call them, YNs, right? This is, this kind of pissed me off because all these this is the reason why these dudes be murdering each other, because they feel like they don't have anything. Their life is not worth anything, right? This cartoon here says a lot about the mind of the Negro when it comes to spirituality, the mind of a Negro when it comes to self-esteem, right? And it also proves that our people are cursed, right? Why do you think they think that, that they're going to go to hell, so-called, if they die? It's because of all the Christianity doctrine, man, right? That you're gonna burn in hell, and also only Negroes go to hell, right? Okay, fine. Let's put it like this: you Negroes just shooting each other, or whatever, right? You're not murdering anyone else. You're just killing yourselves, but you think you're gonna go to hell, right? What about Esau, Edom, man? Right? Esau, Edom have been murdering you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans for hundreds of years now, and on this side, right? In this life, right? We're not even talking about him as the Greeks or him as the Romans murdering our children in the time of Yahweh Shai. All right, you know what? Let's do a comparison. This is these dumbass niggas riding for the gang set, right? Tell me which one's more wicked. Check this out. Let's see. Romans kills babies, right? This is the time of Yahweh Shai, right? This is Matthew 2:16, right? It says here Herod, right? Herod kills the children. Then Herod, when he saw that he been tricked or mocked, right, by the wise men, became furious, and he sent and killed the male children in Bethlehem, right? This is you Negroes, right, from the tribe of Benjamin mainly, and in all the region who were 2 years old and under, according to the time that he had a certain from the wise men, right? Then was fulfilled what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah. A voice heard in Ramah, weeping and in loud lamentation. Rachel was weeping for her children. She refused to be comforted because are no more. Right? Let's see how many children did King Herod slay. The number of children King Herod is said to have killed in the massacre of the innocent children. Innocent of matters debate varied depending on the source. The Gospel of Matthew mentioned the massacre of all male children, right? And surrounding Bethlehem and surrounded for 2 years old and under. Right? Let's see how much it mentions here. Even to murder one child is it's already wicked enough. But this man murder children under 2 years, man. And it doesn't want to say. Okay, it says here, numbers such as 14,000 to 64,000 to 144,000, right? Going into the elect, right? Which likely represent medieval or liturgical interpretation rather than the historical account. No, I'm going with millions, to be honest with you, because you know how Israelites like to procreate, right? He didn't just kill 200 babies, right? This is all throughout Bethlehem, man, right? Some people had twins. Some people had triplets, right? Some people have 7 children. Some people had 10. We don't know how much, but this man went around murdering children, right? So who's like? Let me ask you a question, you niggas up in this TikTok foolishness. Let me see what the comments say right here. Tales from the hood. I gotta say right there. The most iconic thing about this is quite as many want to be gangsters, thugs, which is all foolishness, right? You are the father. You are the father, the devil, right? Because this whole gangbanging culture is from Esau, really, right? So who's more likely to be in hell? Is Herod in hell? Let me ask you a question: is Herod the Idumean? Is he in hell? Right? Is he in hell? The Bible never mentioned anything about hell. Let's talk about the kings of Judah, man. Right? The kings of Judah slept with their fathers. Let's see if they're in hell. Let's see King Solomon. And you know what King Solomon did, right? And Solomon slept with his fathers and was buried in the city of David, and Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead. Right? Okay, that's one. Did he go to hell? When you go into the works of King Solomon at the end, he started worshiping all the gods of the nation of the women that he was dealing with, man. Right? And he died. And that's the main thing that got every time the Israelites got kicked out of the land, that's the main thing that they did. That's the first thing, really. Right? That's what Adam did. That's what got Adam kicked out of the land. That's what King Solomon did, right? Let's see what Abijam did. And Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead. Right? And the 20th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, reigned Asa over Judah, and 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother was Maachah, the daughter of Absalom, Salakia. And Asa did which was right. So this is a righteous king, right? Right. Okay. Let's find another king who was wicked. Right? He did right in the Lord's eyes. Let me see. How many kings were righteous? I think it was 5 of them. Right? Let's see, Jehoshaphat. Let's see wicked kings of Judah, man. Forget this. Let's get right to the point. Wicked kings of Judah. Because you clearly saw that these men were wicked as hell. They worship other gods. And guess what they did? They got into homosexuality and all these other things that these gods requires with these sacrifices and stuff. They let your babies pass through the fire. But your little gang banging bullshit, you think you're going to go to hell because of that, right? But then these other men who did greater atrocities than you, mainly Esau, Edom, is Esau, Edom going to go to hell for slavery? I want to know, right? Is Esau, Edom going to go to hell for feeding your babies to alligators? 2 Kings 21, Manasseh, right? And Manasseh, he did wickedly, man. He even had a prayer in the Apocrypha, man, asking the Heavenly Father for forgiveness. And Manasseh was 12 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 50 and 5 years in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Hephzibah. And he did that which is evil in the sight of the Lord, right? After the abominations of the heathen, which whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. For he built up an high places which Hezekiah his father had destroyed, and he reared up altars of Baal. Right? When you go into Baal, do you understand what kind of nasty shit you have to be doing to be a priest of Baal? You have to be into the anals, man. You have to be into the secretion of the anals, right? In their temple while you're having their anal activities, man. This is nasty, right? And made a grove and did as did Ahab, king of Israel, right? And worshipped all his host of heaven, all the host of heaven, right? Which he was into, what do you call it again? Same shit that you girls, most of you girls, talk about right now. The zodiac and all that, right? And that goes into these other gods, because now it's all about the Roman gods. That's all they talk about. Virgo and all that garbage. But back then they had their version of it, right? And he built altars in the house of the Lord, which the Lord said in Jerusalem, I will put my name. And he built altars of all the hosts of heaven and all 2 courts of the house of the Lord. So he pretty much transferred the Lord's house into a whorehouse, man. Right? Is he in hell? Let me ask you a question, you weirdos, you Negroes. Is he in hell? Because you said you're going to go to hell, right? There's no such thing as hell. Whatever you're playing out on the planet Earth right now, that's just your judgment. You came here to be a gangbanging nigga, and then you're going back to the earth, right? You're going back to the Heavenly Father. Your body goes to the earth, and you go back up there and sit down in peace. And if the Lord find it in his heart to have you sit down up there until the kingdom, then so be it. But if he wants you to come back here and get another judgment, you're coming back down as a baby, man. And he doesn't have to wait for the 3rd and 4th generation either. Okay? And he made his son pass through the fire. So he murdered his children. Are these women that murder children as abortions, are they going to go to hell? Is Esau, Edom going to go to hell? The whole nation, are they going to go to hell? Anyways, and observed times and used enchantments. So he was into the witchcrafts, man, and dealt with familiar spirits and wizards. He wrought much wickedness in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. And he set a graven image of the grove that he had made in the house, which the Lord said to David and to Solomon his son, in this house and in Jerusalem, which I have chosen out of the tribes of Israel, will put my ear, so I can put my name forever. Neither will I take the feet of Israel more and more, so like you move or any more out of the land which I gave their fathers, only if they will observe to do according to all that I have commanded them, and according to all that the law that my servant Moses commanded them. And they hearkened not, and Manasseh seduced them to do more evil than did the nations, whom the Lord destroyed before the children of Israel. And the Lord spake by his servants the prophets, saying, because Manasseh king of Judah hath done these abominations, and hath done wickedly above all that Amorite did, which were before him, and hath made Judah also to sin with his idols, then therefore saith the Lord, power of Israel, behold, I am bringing such evil upon Jerusalem and Judah, right, that whosoever heareth it, both his ears shall tingle. Okay, when Manasseh died, what did the Lord do? Right, moreover, Manasseh shed innocent blood very much till he had filled Jerusalem from one end to another, beside his sin, wherewith he made Judah to sin, in doing that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. Okay? So Manasseh died too, man. Right? Where is it? Where was it? Where was it? All right, so check this out. Right, verse 20. And he did which was evil in the sight of the Lord, which is who's King Manasseh. Are you more righteous than King Manasseh? Right, and his father Manasseh did. Right. Actually, hold on. Right. Okay. Let's verse 18. And Manasseh slept with his fathers. Let me read verse 17. Now the rest of the acts of Manasseh and all that he did, and his sin that he sinned, they are not written in the book of Chronicles because of the kings of Judah. So meaning, these are just a little bit of things that he did, and look how wicked that shit sounded, man. So imagine all the wickedness King Manasseh did. All of it couldn't even be written in the book. Right? And this is what the Lord said in verse 18. And Manasseh slept with his fathers, meaning what? He died and was buried in the garden of his own house, in the garden of Uzzah, and Ammon his son reigned in his stead. So where's the hell? Where's the hell for Manasseh? Shouldn't the Lord be mentioning right here? And yes, Manasseh died and went to hell, and he was he was burning forever. Right? Because he have sinned against the Lord. Where is that? It's not going to be here, man. You know what? Let's see if this man right here, Adam, he made the whole world. Right? To sin. Adam's death. Let's get Adam's death. We know what he did. Right? Let's see Genesis 5:5. And it says, and Adam, and all the days of Adam lived were 990 and 30 years, and he died. Right? Let's get Genesis 5. Five and 5. And Seth lived 105 years and begot Enos. So let's read verse 3. Actually, verse 1, 5 and 1. And this is this is the book of the generation of Adam. In the day that Yahweh created man in his likeness, right? Yahweh created him, male and female, created he them, and blessed them and called their name Adam. That goes over a lot of you big ass Christians' head too. So this is the reason why these guys think like this is because of the doctrine of Christianity, man. Nothing else. And in the day when they were created, and Adam lived 130 years, 130 years, and begat a son, and his own likeness. And for you people to understand, when God said he created man in his likeness, it's the same thing when Adam created a son in his likeness. There's nothing, they take everything into context when it shouldn't be taken into context, man. Right? But anyways, that's not the point. The point is, did Adam go to hell? Because of Adam, the whole nation fell off, man. Right? And he started worshiping other gods. That's the first commandment the Lord tell you not to do. Right? Don't have no other God before me. That will get you kicked the fuck out the land, man. And Adam lived, okay, where is that? And he has a son in his likeness and after his image, and called his name Seth. And the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth, 880 years, and he begat sons and daughters, which you people don't talk about that. And all the days of Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Where's the hell? Because Adam sinned. He created the greatest sin of all man. Yahweh Shai. Right? When he was King Solomon, he did that. When he was Adam, he did that. So is he gonna go to hell? Did King Solomon go to hell? Did Adam go to hell? There's no such thing as hell. Right? All goes back. Ecclesiastes 10 and 10, man. 12 and 12. 12 and 7. And it says here, then shall the dust return to the earth, which is your flesh, and as it was, and the spirit shall return unto God who gave it. Where the fuck is the fire? Where's the fire that's burning his spirit here? Where's the fire that's burning the spirit? Where's the fire to burn this fire? You dumbasses. Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. All is vanity. Right? Let's read that one more time. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. Okay? There's no, if you're wicked, you're going to burn in hell, because Esau, Edom would have been, the whole nation would have been done. Okay? They would have been burning forever. Your Thomas Jeffersons, your all you Amalekites, right? Who were putting babies in gator baits. Gator baits. Are these men in hell? You tell me. Florida Gator graphic T-shirt. You know what? Since you don't want to put it down, alligator bait, depicting African American children as alligator bait was a common trope in American popular culture in the 19th and 20th century. Okay, all these are people who will steal African American babies, the tribe of Judah, and drop them off in the bayous. Right, so these alligators will hear these babies crying, and they didn't have to use children. They could have used any fucking animal, right? But they had to this is just part of Esau's Edom MO, man, right? Because alligators are hungry. They don't give a fuck what they eat. Why do you have to go and get children so you can feed them to alligators, man? That's how much they didn't like you Judites, man, and now you wanna save these Edomites, man. That's why I'm okay when the Lord take you niggas out, man, because you still want to save Esau, Edom. Even if you put these things up in front of these Christians' eyes for them to know and for them to see, they still listen. Even if you put them in front of this thing happening right now, you take them back in the time machine or whatever, and you have them watch it done in real life, they would still want to save Esau, Edom, man. That's how messed up the mind of the so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are, man. Right? Is this guy is the men that's responsible for that, the alligator baits, the men that was snatching up your children at night or in the daytime and feeding them to alligators so they can catch alligators to make purses and belts and boots? Are they gonna go to hell? What say you?